The third round of Nafta negotiations get underway today. In other words, what have you seen as an impact upon Mexico from the first two rounds and their implications?
Well, thank you for inviting me. Nafta is probably the most important institution for the three countries. The three countries, Canada, the US, and Mexico, form the largest economy in the world right now. And it's very important that this institution be updated. I mean, to be honest, this is kind of an old treaty now, and there's a lot of room. We see a lot of room for these negotiations to end up in something that is better for the three countries. Now, while the negotiations are taking place, the problem is there is uncertainty regarding the new rules of the game, and this is, of course, not good for investment. We have seen some delay in investment in the three countries, and therefore, this is something that we hope can end up quickly and be wrapped up so that investment can continue.
Can't be a zero-sum game, though. Or the goal would be for it to be a zero-sum game, but Donald Trump is saying, this can't be to the detriment of America in any area. How does it work? How do we end up with a NAFTA that's good for everybody but not bad for anybody?
Well, the reason is that these three countries are very different, and they all bring something different to the table, and they all can benefit from this. So you have the US, which is the largest market of all. You have Mexico, that can produce things in a cheap way because the labor cost is so low. And then you have Canada, and Canada has, the best education system of the three countries. So you actually have these things that complement each other. So for sure you can work things in a way that is beneficial for all the three countries at the same time.
Carlos, you've got local, you've got federal elections next year. The presidential election is likely to be tight. How much uncertainty is that going to cause?
Well, it's already causing a lot of uncertainty, and you're right. I mean, we are expecting a tight election, and for us, one important risk that Mexico is facing right now is precisely that you have this important institution, NAFTA, open for renegotiation, and at the same time, Mexico is heading into this tight election. So this is a lot of uncertainty going on at the same time. Hopefully, this all can resolve in a good way, but the risks certainly are there, for instance, for the currency.
Carlos, you've just attended a panel. You've been on this panel. Canada's economy, is there life after oil? You better answer that question. Is there?
Yes, of course. Canada is booming, actually. It's growing at 4% rate when the average rate is 2%. We believe it can continue growing above potential for some time. And part of that depends on what happens to NAFTA, of course. But, with oil prices stabilizing, even increasing at the margin, and with industrial production in the US rebounding from basically a recession there, I think the outlook for Canada is pretty good in the following quarters.